much of it at all.
In terms of how you're weighing the concerns of...
Is this your follow-up question? Be careful, because I've already answered it. I'm just saying, if you do it again, I'm gonna count that as your follow-up question. All right.
My follow-up question is it still your wish to replace CPS CEO Pedro Martinez?
So what
and
wish
when
are
is
you
the last
speaking
time
of, though? What wish are you speaking of?
to
Have I
replace-
ever wished that before?
Our outlets have reported on steps your administration has taken to replace CPS CEO Pedro
Such
Martinez.
as? Which steps?
Asking him to resign.
So you heard me ask him to resign?
We've reported on it based on sources. Yeah.
Have you heard me ask him to resign? Okay. All right. So here's what I'll
My
do.
question
It's okay.
is, do you still wish to replace CPS
Have
CEO?
I ever wished that, though?
That's my question. So
So then let's ask it this way. Do you wish for Pedro? So go ahead, ask it.
is it still your wish to replace?
What do you mean, still my wish? You're making an assumption here respectfully, okay? So if you ask it right, I'll answer it.
When is the last time you've met with CPS CEO Pedro Martinez?
I can answer that question. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a conversation with the CEO and parents who would be or could be impacted by school actions, and coming up with a district response so that these families who are experiencing a great deal of fear right now, that we can alleviate that. As you know, I do not discuss personnel issues. I do not mean to take you through an unnecessary exercise. I'm just simply asking, if your question is whether or not I think somebody should continue to work and have their job, I'm happy to respond to that. But I don't want to accept this frame or assertion that I've done something that I have never expressed out loud, because I don't discuss personnel issues. Here's what my priority is. It's the children of this school district. I really wish it could come down to one person. I do. Because if it come down to one person, I would ask a parent in this city what they actually want. And I know if I were to ask a parent, they would say what this parent says. Class sizes that are manageable, extracurricular activities, the full force and the broad curriculum so that children can experience their greatness. That's what this is about. Look, I get it. People want to have political discussions about someone's individual's job. My responsibility are the hundreds of thousands of families that are counting on me to deliver on what parents in this city have longed for. And that's a school district that loves our children and sees them and doesn't count them out, where other administrations have purportedly have done that. I'm not going to do that.
Hi, Mayor.
Hi.
A November memo that was outlining your former comms director's termination noted at the time the mayor's office did not want to place Ronnie Reese on the do not hire list. Has your office reconsidered that decision, all given the nature of the complaints?
So again, thank you for that question. I don't discuss personnel issues as Jeff has expressed as part of our law department, is that there is a comprehensive criteria that is available for us for consideration of any employee who could be or not be on that list.
And two former mayor's office staffers who had previously complained of mistreatment under Ronnie Reese, they were removed from the city's do not hire list on Friday. Can you shed any light on why their appeals took over a year from their termination to be decided on? And do you think that review process just needs to happen more quickly, more broadly?
Well, look, in terms of review process in government, I don't think anybody's going to disagree that review processes, do take a considerable amount of time. And that's in every aspect of government, not to equate apples to oranges, but much like the cut the tape initiative, right? Where there's just processes that have unnecessary inhibitors, right? And so reviewing all of our processes in this city, that's something that our team does on an ongoing basis. And to the consideration of this one, like anything else, everything is always up for review. Thank you.
And you said, Mayor, that this is a process you inherited in terms of reviewing these complaints. Although in the FOIA, your chief of staff had been aware of them for a long time. Are you satisfied with the way that she handled this, or your staff in general handled this?
Well, again, just like myself and everyone else, the extent of which was disclosed in that file came out through FOIA. So it's not the case that all of the information was was available to anyone in my administration. What I can say emphatically is this: we are committed to creating, and I say creating, healthy, safe working environments for all of our employees here. And I know for a long time in systems that has not always been the case. And we are committed to being the generation that brings about the type of substantive transformation to workspace. We're committed to that.
And just to follow up, you and Ronnie go back several years. He's been with CTU. Are you surprised at these allegations? He's vehemently denied them. Do you believe him, or do you believe the allegations?
Look, there are allegations that have been brought to an individual. I'm not in a position, and nor will I succumb to litigating anything that is ongoing publicly. What I can say is this: I can speak for Brandon Johnson that I do not tolerate anti-Semitic, misogynistic, sexist, racist, xenophobia, anti-blackness, anti-immigrant behavior. I don't. That's not how I was raised. That is not attached to my faith. I'm raising 3 beautiful children in this city, my wife and I. We expect them to have not just tolerance for people, not just acceptance for people. We're talking about an appreciation for people. See, in the 90s, Jake, there was a term called tolerance, right? And to me, I think you're absolutely right about that. But this was like a time in which, when I was in high school and going into college, where people in the LGBTQ plus community could not come out. I mean, there was an entire term around family members living in the closet, right? And so I have witnessed in my lifetime incredible transformation and progress of how we treat people, how we treat one another. Now, look, I know sometimes people want us to fight just as hard for them as what it seems like we're fighting for other people. There's enough strength to go around to ensure that anybody that is experiencing any type of bullying or anti-behavior, that we as a society can come together and push back on it. It's why it was actually repulsive to hear some of the conversations, at the highest of levels during debates. That type of behavior feeds some of this behavior that unfortunately still shows up in our spaces. And so it's incumbent upon all of us to resist the degree in which people are trying to separate us, but it's also incumbent upon all of us to recognize what part we all play in ensuring that everyone feels safe. And that is what I'm going to continue to lead in this city. You all have been terrific. Happy holidays, okay?
Can I grab my stuff?